Muito bem, vamos lá. Ontem não fiz live, mas estamos de volta aqui hoje para enfrentar a Matriarca Benezia. Então a live só vai ter às 4 horas. Então acho que só temos 1h30 agora. 1h30 passada. 1h40, vamos jogar. Com 12h40, 3h40, 2 horas e 20 minutos para jogar. Vou parar até um pouco antes, porque 4 horas tem um compromisso. Então, umas 3h50 eu paro. Então tem umas 2 horas, 12h10 mais ou menos de live hoje. Então fiquem aí e vamos. Então a gente tá aqui para enfrentar a Benezia aqui, que fez todo esse rolê aqui nas sessões.
You do not know the privilege of being a mother. There is power in creation. To shape a life, turn it toward happiness or despair. Her children were to be ours, raised to hunt and slay Saren's enemies. I won't be moved by sympathy, no matter who you bring into this confrontation.
Liara's here because she wants to be, not because I asked her to.
Indeed. What have you told him about me, Liara?
What could I say, Mother? That you're insane? Evil? Should I explain how to kill you? What could I say?
Have you faced an Asari commando unit before? Few humans have.
I can't believe you'd kill your own daughter.
I now realize I should have been stricter with her.
Essa partida aqui sim, as adversários são bem chatos de lutar.
This is not over. Saren is unstoppable. My mind is filled with his light. Everything is clear.
The Rachni didn't cooperate with you. Why should I?
I will not betray him. You will. You must listen. Saren still whispers in my mind. I can fight his compulsions briefly, but the indoctrination is strong.
Why are you able to break free of his control now?
I sealed a part of my mind away from the indoctrination, saving it for a moment when I could help destroy him. It will not last long.
So you could turn on me again?
Yes, but it would not be my will, Shepard. People are not themselves around Saren. You come to idolize him, worship him. You would do anything for him. The key is Sovereign, his flagship. It is a dreadnought of incredible size, and its power is extraordinary.
Sovereign's not like other ships. Where did it come from?
I cannot say. The Geth did not build it. Its technology is far more advanced than that of any known species. The longer you stay aboard, the more Saren's will seems correct. You sit at his feet and smile as his words pour into you. It is subtle at first. I thought I was strong enough to resist. Instead, I became a willing tool, eager to serve. He sent me here to find the location of the Mu relay. Its position was lost thousands of years ago.
How does something that big go missing?
4,000 years ago, a star nearby went supernova. The shockwave propelled the relay out of its system, but did not damage it. Its precise vector and speed are impossible to determine. As millennia passed, the nebula created by the nova enveloped the relay. It is difficult to find any cold object in interstellar space, particularly something swathed in hot dust and radiation.
Someone on Noveria found it?
2,000 years ago, the Rachni inhabited that region of our galaxy. They discovered the relay. The Rachni can share memories across generations. Queens inherit the knowledge of their mothers. I took the location of the relay from the Queen's mind. I was not gentle.
How did the Rachni find it?
They searched patiently. They are territorial creatures, driven to close any possible way into their systems.
Why does Saren need the Mu relay?
He believes it will lead him to the conduit. I would tell you more if I could, but Saren did not share his counsel with me. I was merely a servant to his cause.
You can still make it right. Give me the information.
I was not myself, but I should have been stronger. I transcribed the data to an OSD. Take it, please.
Knowing the relay's coordinates is not enough. Do you know where he planned to go from there?
Saren wouldn't tell me his destination, but you must find out quickly. I transmitted the coordinates to him before you arrived. You have to stop me. I can't. His teeth are at my ear. Fingers on my spine. You should. Oh, you should.
Mother! Don't leave! Fight him!
You've always made me proud, Liara. Die!
I sense trouble.
Shields disabled.
Lost.
cannot go on. You will have to stop him, Shepard.
Hold on. We've got Netigel. Maybe we can...
No. He is still in my mind. I am not entirely myself. I never will be again.
Mother.
Good night, little wing. I will see you again with the dawn. No light. They always said there would be a...
E Alexander tá por aí?
Larger, Sovereign is the flagship of the rogue Spectres Saren. An enormous dreadnought larger than any other ship in any known fleet, it is crewed with both Geth and Krogan. At 2 kilometers long, its spinal-mounted main gun is likely capable of penetrating another dreadnought's kinetic barriers with a single shot. How Saren acquired this incredible warship is unknown. The prevailing opinion is that Sovereign is a Geth construct, while others believe it is a Prothean relic. Its design, however, hints at a more alien and mysterious origin. The attack on Eden Prime demonstrated Sovereign's ability to generate mass effect fields powerful enough to land on a planetary surface. This implies it has a massive Element Zero core and the ability to generate staggering amounts of power.
This one serves as our voice. We cannot sing, not in these low spaces. Your musics are colorless.
Musics? What?
Your way of communicating is strange, flat. It does not color the air. When we speak, one moves all. We are the mother. We sing for those left behind, the children you thought silenced. We are Rachni.
How are you speaking through her?
Our kind sing through touchings of thought. We pluck the strings, and the other understands. She is weak to urging. She has colors we have no names for. But she is ending. Her music is bittersweet. It is beautiful. You are not in harmony with those who hoped to control us. What will you sing? Will you release us? Are we to fade away once more?
Look, those tanks? Acid. Strong enough to kill anything, no matter its biology. They wouldn't have installed that if they weren't afraid of the consequences of her getting loose.
They made a mistake. They let the Krogan go too far. This is a chance for us to atone. She has done nothing to us.
Your companions hear the truth. You have the power to free us, or return our people to the silence of memory.
If I let you live, would you attack other races again?
No, I do not know what happened in the war. We only heard discordance, songs the color of oily shadows. We would seek a hidden place to teach our children harmony. If they understand, perhaps we would return.
You could have calmed them if I hadn't set off the purge?
No, our minds are not as yours. We can only learn to sing in harmony. Without a mother, children are lost to silence. You should not sing of them in gray and violet. We would have stilled them ourselves.
Are you a survivor from the war? A clone?
We do not know. We were only an egg, hearing Mother cry in our dreams. A tone from space hushed one voice after another. It forced the singers to resonate with its own sour yellow note. Then we awoke in this place, the last echo of those who came out from the singing planet. The sky is silent.
Bom, galera, aparentemente ela parece gente boa. Não sou tão homicida assim.
I won't destroy your entire race. You'll go free.
You will give us the chance to compose anew? We will remember. We will sing of your forgiveness to our children.
Nossa. Só para agora. Que massa. Para agora. É para Também é para agora, mas tudo bem. Não faz sentido. Dois lugares. Ai, meninas. Não pode emergência.
What's our next move, Commander? Head for the Mu relay?
The Mu relay could link to dozens of systems. Unless we know exactly where Saren's going, we'd just be wasting our time.
The commander is right. We cannot rush off blind. We still need to learn more about Saren.
Who put you in charge? Did the commander resign when I wasn't looking?
We're all on the same team here, Williams. She's just trying to help.
Sorry, Commander.
This is a tough mission. We're all on edge. Everyone go get some rest. Crew, dismissed.
Novaria report is away, Commander. You want me to patch it through to the Council?
I think
Patch him through, Joker.
Setting up the link now, Commander.
Is this report accurate, Commander? You found Rachni on Novaria?
And then released the Queen. Do you have any idea what you've done? How many generations until they overrun the galaxy?
This Queen is different. She understands why her kind had to be wiped out last time around.
I hope you're right, Shepard. Our children's children will pay the price if you're not.
We'll be waiting for your next report, Commander.
uma secundária só ficou pra feras. Faltam 10 keepers. O cidadão. Vamos falar com todo mundo primeiro.
Yes, Commander?
Speak freely, Presley. I want to know if you have a problem with non-humans.
I trust you, Commander. If you think they belong here, then so do I.
Carry on, Presley.
Yes, sir.
Dá oi pro Joker.
Boy, am I glad to be off of Novaria. I don't know which was worse, the cold or the corporations. One will freeze your balls off, the other will sell them out from under you. With all due respect, Commander.
I like to know my crew. Mind if I ask you a few questions?
I can see where this is going. You did a background check on me, didn't you? You want me, top of my class in flight school? I earned that. All those commendations in my file, I earned every single one. Those weren't given to me as charity for my disease.
I'm sorry, Joker.
You mean... Okay, put the Normandy in my hands and I'll make her dance for you. Just don't ask me to get up and dance unless, you know, you like the sound of snapping shit.
I have to go.
All right, see ya.
Beleza, pois. Dá pra então. Não, nossa. Quem tá pousando aí numa velha? Ah, eu falo ainda.
Anything you need, Commander?
What's your opinion on the last mission?
Killing Saren's, what was Benezia anyway? Second in command? Advisor? Anyway, it should set him back a bit. I'm sure Dr. Tassoni's hurting, though. Poor kid. Having to kill her own mom.
Any opinion on the Rachni?
Off the record? If we had the option, I'd as soon have left it to the Council. We weren't out here during the Rachni War. I'm not sure we have any business getting involved.
Só respeito então posteriormente suas decisões.
We'll talk another time, Lieutenant.
Commander?
Vamos consolar a Liara.
Yes, Commander? Is there something you need?
I should go.
Goodbye, Commander.
If you are here to talk about Benezia's death, you need not bother. She brought it upon herself.
Don't pretend it doesn't bother you. She was your mother.
She was. But she was not. I prefer to remember Benezia as she used to be, before she was corrupted by Sovereign's power.
The best of your mother lives on in you. Her determination, her intelligence, her strength.
That is kind of you to say. I appreciate your concern, but I am fine. Benezia chose her path, just as I have chosen mine. I am with you until the end, Shepard.
Maybe we could pick up where we left off. You were telling me about your interest in the Protheans.
Actually, I think I was talking about my interest in you, and making a fool of myself in the process. As I said, I am not used to dealing with people, especially humans. I did not really know much about your species when we first met, Shepard. I found it hard to take humanity seriously. Your kind always seemed so rushed and high-strung.
We don't have the luxury of time. An Asari can live for 1,000 years. We're lucky if we hit 150.
That is true. At first I thought that was a weakness of your species. After spending time with you and your crew, however, I think it may actually be an advantage. You humans are creatures of action. You pursue your goals with an almost indomitable determination. It is an admirable trait, but also an intimidating one.
You're scared of us?
Unfortunately, the rest of the galaxy sees humanity as something of a bully. You run over anyone in your path to get what you want. It is up to people like you to change their minds, Shepard.
I'm doing the best I can, Liara.
There is a reason the Council chose you to become a Spectre. They saw something special in you. The best of what humanity has to offer. I looked into your history. I know what happened on Akuz. The fact that you survived shows a remarkable strength.
You didn't need to go behind my back. I would have told you whatever you wanted to know.
I apologize, Commander. After our last conversation, I was afraid I would say something stupid again. I wanted to know more about you. To understand what made you into the man you are. There is something compelling about you, Shepard.
Are you sure you're interested in me? Or is it my visions of the Protheans?
I admit, Your connection to the Protheans had something to do with my initial interest, but it has grown beyond that. You intrigue me, Shepard, but I was not sure if it was appropriate to act on my feelings. I thought there might already be a relationship between you and Chief Williams.
Sério.
Williams and I are just friends, nothing more.
My mistake, then. I am not as adept at understanding human relationships as I thought. But what about us, Shepard? Is there a mutual attraction, or was I wrong about that too?
Claro que eu quero perder. Eu gosto da Liara.
No, you were right. There is something between us.
I knew it, and I knew you felt it too. But does this not seem rather strange? Why do I feel so close to you? We have only known each other a short time. We are from two different species. We have almost nothing in common. This makes no sense.
These things never make sense. They just happen, and we get swept up in the storm.
You make it sound so chaotic, so dangerous.
I'll keep you safe.
I am not looking for a protector. This is all a bit overwhelming. I am not used to this. You. I need some time.
Take all the time you need, Liara. I'll be here.
Thank you, Shepard. Let's just talk about something else for now.
Do you know why Benezia joined up with Saren?
Benezia was swept up in events beyond her control and lost herself. She fell under the spell of indoctrination and became part of the very thing she wanted to stop. But I will remember and honor how she lived, not how she died. My mother was strong, kind, and beautiful, and now she is gone.
Are you going to be okay?
You are kind to ask, Shepard. I do miss her, and I grieve for what happened to her. But I will not let my grief interfere with what we are trying to accomplish.
I'd like to know more about the Asari.
We were the first species to discover the Citadel. We were instrumental in forming the Council, and we always strive to be the voice of peaceful cooperation in galactic disputes. My people believe we are all part of a single galactic community. Each species contributes something to the greater whole. Although we seek to understand other species, it seems few of them seek to understand us. The galaxy is filled with rumors and misinformation about my people.
Like what?
Most of the inaccuracies are centered around our mating rituals. My species is monogendered. Male and female have no real meaning for us. We still require a partner to reproduce. This second parent, however, may be of any species and any gender.
I don't understand. Your species can mate with anyone?
Mating is not quite the proper term, not as you understand it. Physical contact may or may not be involved, but it is not an essential element of the union. The true connection is mental. Our physiology allows us to meld with other beings. We can touch the very depths of their minds. We explore the genetic memory of their species. We share the most basic elements of their individual and racial identities. We then pass these traits on to our daughters. It is how we learn to grow as a species and how we develop a greater understanding of other races.
What happens to your partner after the union?
Every relationship is different. Some unions are a single encounter with both parents parting ways afterwards. Others can be more long-term. Sometimes an Asari and her partner will stay together for many decades.
I should go.
Goodbye, Shepard.
Além de um panteísta majoritário das séries, é o cierismo, que pode ser traduzido como tudo é um. Os fiéis aceitam certas verdades como de que o universo é consciente, que cada vida aspectos de todos: a morte, o retorno de energia, a maior consciência do universo. Os ciaristas não acreditam especificamente em reencarnação, mas acho que a energia espiritual retorna à consciência do universo quando a morte chega e acaba sendo usada para dar vida a novos veículos mortais. O cianismo se popularizou após as raças abandonar seu mundo de origem, descobrindo sua capacidade de fundir-se com quase qualquer outra forma de vida. Essa capacidade é considerada a prova de que a vida é basicamente semelhante ao sacerdotismo do cianismo. Consideram que seu papel é promover a unidade entre os fragmentos dispersos da consciência do universo. Antes do surgimento do panteão ciarista, as religiões da área eram tão diversas como opiniões políticas. Uma monoteísta mais forte que sobreviveu daquela época foi aquela que adorava a deusa Tami. Como os assares da deusa passa por uma trindade de aspectos: donzela, matrona e matriarca. Bom, foi uma boa conversa. Com certeza, quero ficar com a Liara. Já falei com ele. Vamos falar com o pessoal aqui embaixo. Vamos falar com o Wrex.
What do you want, Shepard?
Why did you become a mercenary?
Lots of reasons.
Such as?
Such as, I needed to get out of our system. I needed to eat. I needed to survive.
Why not stay and help your people?
I tried to help. That's why I had to leave.
What happened?
I was betrayed. I was head of a small tribe. We were trying to restore order after the war, but the other tribes were against us. They followed Jared, one of the few warlords who survived the war with the Turians. But he was old, and so were his ideas. He wanted to continue the war. He wanted us to fight. Turians, Solarians, each other. It didn't matter who, as long as we were fighting.
What did you want?
I just wanted Jared to shut up, to stop his ranting. I wanted him to stop leading the tribes astray. But he couldn't understand how much things had changed. We didn't have the numbers to go to war. Even if we did, the genophage made sure we couldn't replenish our numbers fast enough. I told them all to forget about war. We needed to focus on breeding, at least for one generation. And for a while, we were getting through. Some of the tribes started coming around.
I take it the warlord didn't appreciate that.
No, he didn't. He arranged a crush with the tribes, a meeting on neutral ground. He wanted to talk. We met at the Hollows, near the graves of our ancestors. The skulls of our dead laid bare to remind us where we come from, and where we all go. It's as sacred as any Krogan place can be. Violence is forbidden.
It sounds like a trap to me. You must have suspected as much.
I did. But when your father invites you to a crush, well, there are some laws that even we hold sacred.
Jared was your father?
He was, until that day. We talked, but we didn't get anywhere. When it was clear that I wouldn't join him, he gave the signal. His men leapt from the graves of our ancestors like Krogan undead. The few that were loyal to me died quickly. I escaped with my life, but not before I sank my dagger deep into my father's chest. That is why I left. And that's why I'll never go back.
Yes.
You must have family other than your father. Don't you miss them?
You trying to make me cry, Shepard? I've got some unfinished business with my family, but that's all.
What kind of business?
Before I left, I made an oath to my father's father. I swore to recover my family's battle armor. It was taken from him after the uprising.
What's so important about this armor?
It's a relic. Useless, really. But it was worn by 5 generations of my family before the war. It's rightfully mine. Originally, it was taken by the Turian military. We weren't allowed armor or weapons after the war. Now, it's in the hands of Ton Actus, a Turian scum who collects relics from the war. He's made millions selling Krogan artifacts that were stolen from my people. He's got several bases where he stores his goods, all fortified and guarded. I just don't know which base has my family's armor.
Just tell me where to start looking.
I'll upload the data to your nav system. But Commander, I want to be there when you find him.
Com certeza.
So long, Wrex.
Shepard.
O duro mundo de origem Krogan endureceu a mente deles da mesma forma que fez com que seu corpo. Os Krogan sempre tiveram a tendência a serem egoístas, insensíveis e contundentes. Eles respeitam a força e a autossuficiência. E a traição nem os surpreende nem os ofende. Os fracos e os desinteressados não vivem por muito tempo. Em sua cultura, tentar chegar no mais alto é simplesmente uma questão de disciplina. Após sua derrota nas rebeliões, o próprio conceito de liderança Krogan foi desacreditado. Se antes um líder militar podia ter poder suficiente para comandar sistemas solares inteiros e se tornar o Senhor Supremo, hoje em dia é raro que um só líder tenha mais de 1000 guerreiros que eu tenha jurado fidelidade. A maioria dos Krogan só confia em si mesmo. O único interesse que serve é o próprio. Sua atitude solitária vem em parte de um profundo sentido de fatalismo e futilidade. Um profundo efeito social da genofagia que causou diminuição em número dos Krogans. Dos Krogan. Está irritado porque toda a galáxia parece odiá-los. Os Krogans geralmente são pessimistas, enquanto as chances de sobrevivência parecem poucas. Os sobreviventes não vêm sentindo em construir um futuro, porque eles não acreditam em um. Sua atitude poderia se resumir em matar, saquear e ser egoísta, porque amanhã morreremos. Essa é uma missão interessante. Não sei se dá tempo de fazer hoje, mas dá tempo de fazer hoje. Tem 2h10. Já se passou 47 minutos. Muito bem. Vamos falar com a gente. Deixa eu só uma...
Commander?
What's your opinion on the last mission?
You mean the Rachni, right? They were dangerous, Commander. They proved that 2,000 years ago. I think it was a mistake to let them go. But that wasn't my call to make. It was yours. You know, you really should talk to T'Soni about her mom. She has to be hurting. Just saying, Commander.
Do you have a few minutes to talk one-on-one?
Sure. I was just watching some mail from home.
Oh, before I go, we saw Caden in a news vid about the Normandy. He's cute. Later, sis.
Let's pretend this never happened.
Are you interested in the Lieutenant Chief?
Of course not, sir. Fraternization is against regulations. What's up? You didn't come by to eavesdrop on family mail.
Your family seems to be important to you.
Yeah, we've always been close. Me and my sisters especially. With Dad on duty so much, I had to help Mom raise them.
Did your father serve with the fleet?
Yeah, took any crap posting he could get that offered space time. You know what? He worked his ass off trying to get recognized, but he never made it above serviceman 3rd class. He was real proud when I made Chief. First thing he did was salute.
What about your mother? You haven't mentioned her.
You must know what military wives are like. Strong because they have to be, able to raise kids while Dad's away on a 6-month cruise. She has a degree in planetary geology. She and Dad both wanted to see new worlds. She gave up her career to raise us, though.
You have more than one sister? Sounds like a big family.
Yeah, I'm the oldest, then Abby, then Lynn. Sarah's the youngest. She's still in high school. With 4 girls, Dad used to say he felt more outnumbered at home than on maneuvers.
After helping raise them, your sisters still talk to you? Amazing.
Things were tense between Sarah and me for a while. Then we bonded.
Sounds like a story. Feel like sharing?
Sarah got herself a boyfriend who wanted to go faster than she did, Mike. I didn't think he was a bad kid, just pushy. Lynn would send me these worried vid mails, and I'd tell her to relax.
Where were you when this was going on?
I was on active duty. Sarah's graduating high school this year. This was only a couple of years back. They were on Amaterasu. At the time, I was assigned to Chernobog. Same cluster, but a dozen LY away. Close enough to talk regularly, too far to make it back in an emergency. I couldn't afford a fast packet flight.
If he really liked her, he wouldn't be pushy.
Yeah, of course, if he didn't ask at all, I'd wonder if he thought Sarah was ugly. Damned if you do, damned if you don't. Mike thought they'd go for a romantic walk in the woods, because he figured it was past time they did the deed. She levered Mike face first into a tree and left. Didn't have a scratch on her. Good thing Mom and Dad had us all learn some kind of self-defense. I took emergency leave and walked Sarah to school for a few days.
Traveled all the way home to walk your sister to school.
It was only a dozen light years, like a day's cruise. It's not like I was going to Earth or something. My last day out, Mike was waiting for us. Sarah had told her friends, so everyone at school knew what he did. He wasn't happy. I wanted to snap him in half, but Sarah gave me this look, this let me handle it, I need to do this alone look. She kept her cool, God bless her, as he screamed in her face. She just let him vent. Then he tried to punch her. I swear, she just flowed around him. Next thing I knew, he's face down on the sidewalk, and there's blood everywhere.
That's unbelievable. Sarah must be as good as you.
Better. I'm more or less a straight-up puncher. When he swung, she wasn't there anymore, and he fell. She helped him stop the bleeding and had me call an ambulance. She told the paramedics he fell. Before they took him to the hospital, Mike touched Sarah's arm. I thought he was gonna end up on the ground again. But he hung his head, whispered, I'm sorry, and started crying. And she hugged him. The Williams women are a decisive bunch, Commander. We do things when we're ready. Not before, not after.
Your sister's something else. But you didn't mention your father at all. Was he on deployment?
Dad always wanted to serve in space, but he wanted us to have real ground under our feet. He'd say, space is beautiful, but you can't raise a family there. I cannot rest from travel. I will drink life to the lees. All times I've enjoyed greatly, have suffered greatly, both with those that loved me and alone. For always roaming with a hungry heart, much have I seen and known, cities of men and manners, climates, councils, governments.
I never thought I'd hear you reciting poetry.
Just because I can drill you between the eyes at 100 meters doesn't mean I can't like sensitive stuff. Just don't spread it around. Ulysses was my dad's favorite poem. Every time he shipped out, he recorded me reading it. He had a dozen versions when he retired.
Does he still like it?
I sure hope so. I read it to his grave every time I go home. Dad passed on a few years back. He's probably still watching, though.
You mean from wherever we go after death?
Dead on, Skipper. He's with God now. That's not a problem with you, is it? That I believe in God?
You know that old saw, there's never an atheist in a foxhole? I've been in a lot of foxholes.
Yeah, I guess you have. I've met a few people who are really weirded out by my faith. Because I work in space, I can't believe in a higher power? Jeez. Hello, have you people looked out the window? How can you look at this galaxy and not believe in something? I should get back to my duties. Didn't mean to take up so much of your time.
Dismissed, Chief.
Sir.
Commander, good to see you.
You've been with CSEC a while. Have you seen much action?
Well, not as much as you, but yeah, I've seen some interesting things.
I'll bet you have. Anything in particular that stands out?
I remember this Solarian geneticist I was sent to investigate. That case was a bit disturbing.
What happened? Why were you investigating them?
I was tasked with tracking black market trade on the Citadel. Most of it harmless, nothing I needed to pursue. But during the course of my investigation, I noticed an increase in the trade of body parts, organs mostly. We usually get a few of those, but not the numbers I was seeing. We weren't sure if there was a new black market lab or if some freak was harvesting organs from citizens.
You've seen this before on the Citadel?
Every so often, some lab sells unwanted parts through the black market, but they're not as bad as the cycles. I remember this one L-Corps diplomat we caught in my first year on the job. He was hacking people up and selling their organs, had the station in a bit of a panic. But this case wasn't that clear-cut. Turns out there was more going on than we first realized.
So how did you figure out what was happening?
First, we got a hold of a sample and ran DNA tests. The weird thing was, the match led us to a Turian who was still alive and was very convinced he'd never lost his liver. After a bit of digging, I discovered this Turian worked briefly for Dr. Salion, the geneticist. So I went to his lab hoping to find evidence of cloned organ development, but there was nothing. No Solarian hearts, no Turian livers, not one Krogan testicle.
You're kidding, right? Why would anyone want Krogan testicles?
Some Krogan believe that testicle transplants can increase their virility, counteract the effects of the genophage. It doesn't work, but that doesn't stop them from buying. They'll pay up to 10,000 credits each. That's 40,000 for a full set. Somebody's making a killing out there.
What did you do about the geneticist?
I brought in some of his employees for interrogation, to see if I could get them to talk. While I was interviewing one of them, I came across something suspicious.
You mean threaten? Was that really necessary?
Maybe, maybe not. Either way, it paid off. One of my detainees started bleeding profusely during the interview. We offered to patch him up and he got frantic, freaked out. I ordered a full exam to find out what was going on. Our medics found incisions all over his body, some of them fresh. That was our big break. These people weren't just Dr. Salion's employees. They were test tubes. Walking, living test tubes.
He was growing parts inside these people?
Exactly. He cloned their organs right inside their own bodies. Then he harvested them and sold them off. Most of the victims were poor. He'd pay them each a small percentage of the sales, but only if the organs were good. Sometimes an organ wouldn't grow properly, so he'd just leave it in them. Most of them were a mess, but only on the inside, hidden so nobody could see it.
I hope he got what he deserved.
That's the worst part. We never caught him.
Why not? What the hell happened?
He ran, blew his lab, grabbed some of his employees, and headed for the nearest space dock. By the time I found out, his ship was already leaving. He threatened to kill his hostages if we tried to stop him.
But you went after him anyway, right?
I ordered Citadel Defense to shoot him down, but CSEC headquarters countermanded my order. They were worried about the hostages, worried about civilian casualties if the ship was destroyed so close to the Citadel. I told them those hostages were dead anyway. He just used them to make more organs. But they wouldn't listen.
Well, you can't get them all.
No, but letting him get away like that. All they had to do was disable that ship, stop him from running. Maybe the hostages die, maybe they don't, but at least we stopped the bastard responsible for it all.
I suppose I can see both sides. But what's done is done.
I suppose. Can't waste too much time worrying about it now. Just wish I could have stopped him. That's all.
Do you have any idea what happened to Dr. Salion?
I sent out feelers from time to time, hoping to find something. I thought I'd found him a while back. He changed ships and changed his name to Dr. Hart, his idea of a joke, I guess. I told the military, but they weren't convinced it was him. I got the transponder frequency for his new ship, but I just can't get anyone to check it out.
I'll check out the coordinates when I get a chance.
I was hoping you'd say that. But Commander, take me with you when you go. If it's Salion, I want to be there when you find him.
Looking for supplies?
Let's see what you've got.
You bet, Commander.
Shepard, I'm glad you're here.
Good to see you smiling again, so to speak.
I'm sleeping much better now. I guess I'm getting used to how quiet your ship is. I still think a lot about my pilgrimage, though. I know Saren's our top priority, but with all the worlds we go to, I was hoping to find something to bring back to the flotilla.
We've still got a long way to go. You'll find something to take back.
Yes, but it cannot just be some derelict ship my people can use for salvage. It has to be more than that. There's a lot expected of me.
What's so special about you?
It's my father. He's the senior member of the Admiralty Board. He's one of only 5 people who can overrule the decisions of the Conclave for the good of the migrant fleet. My father is responsible for the lives of 17 million people. Our entire race is in his hands, and I'm his only child.
So are you some kind of heir to the Quarian throne or something?
No, it doesn't work that way. My father's position isn't hereditary. I'll probably never serve on the Admiralty Board myself. Officially, I'm just the same as any other citizen. But it doesn't work that way in practice. People have always treated me differently because of who my father is.
You must get all kinds of special privileges.
I probably had it easier than most growing up. But it's not all good. People like my father have enemies, and they're not above using me to get to him.
It must be tough on you.
My people place a high value on family and ancestry. There's an unspoken expectation that I'll live up to my father's example. Everyone's waiting for me to do something great on my pilgrimage, something that will forever change our lives for the better. If I don't, it's like I failed, and that reflects badly on both me and my father.
The work you're doing here is more important than anything any Quarian has ever done before.
Yes, I know. But you have to understand Quarian culture. We're a very insular society. The events beyond the flotilla don't much matter to the average citizen. Our greatest dream is that one day we'll return to our homeworld and drive out the Geth. But even if we stop Saren, that's not going to happen. There's still millions of Geth behind the veil. Until they're gone, our exile will continue.
What would you need to bring back to make everyone happy?
Something that would help us better understand the Geth. They've changed significantly since the exile. They've continued to evolve. We've done our best to study them, but it's not easy. They're very reclusive. Until recently, they never went beyond the borders of the Veil. And all the Geth we run into now are under Saren's control. We'd need to find Geth operating on their own, independently. But I don't want this to get in the way of our mission, Shepard. First, we stop Saren. Then I'll worry about my own problems.
What was your father like?
It wasn't easy growing up as the daughter of one of the Admiralty. Even before he joined the board, he was a prominent figure. People looked to him for leadership. He had to set an example, and he expected the same of his daughter. Plus, he was pretty strict, a military man through and through. He never allowed me to settle for anything less than excellence. As a kid, I sometimes felt like he was pushing me too hard. But now I'm old enough to appreciate what he taught me. The world doesn't owe us anything. If we want something in life, we have to earn it.
Where was your mother in all this?
Mother was around, but she always seemed to kind of blend into the background. Almost like she was overshadowed by my father. He tends to do that to people. She passed on about 5 years ago. Some airborne virus that swept through the fleet. Happens sometimes when the filters start to break down. I think my father took it pretty hard. After she was gone, he became even more focused on his work. I think that was his way of dealing with the grief.
Sounds like a tough upbringing. You don't resent your father at all?
Like I said, it wasn't easy. My father's not the kind of person you bond with. And he wasn't around all that much. Too busy. People counted on him, and he took his duties seriously. Even when he was around, he always seemed a bit distant. Like his mind was always somewhere else. Come to think of it, I can't ever remember seeing him smile. Not once. It's like he was always weighed down by all that responsibility. I mean, I know he cares about me, but he never really showed it, not in the usual way. I guess the best thing I can say about my father is that I respect him.
I want to talk about something else.
Like what?
I want to know more about the Geth.
I doubt I can tell you anything you don't already know. It's been almost 3 centuries since they drove my people into exile. All I know is the story of their origins. What they were when we created them, and how they turned on us.
I want to talk about something else.
Like what?
I should go.
See you later.
Estabeleça o direito civil seminar com acadêmicos. Verdade, os poderes judiciais são mais exclusivos. Após a fuga dos Geth, havia poucos policiais para manter as mulheres civis a bordo da frota. Enviou esquadrões de fuzileiros navais para manter a ordem e fazer cumprir a lei. Hoje os fuzileiros navais colhem evoluíram com seus treinamentos e práticas parecidas com o da polícia civil. Experientes em combate em espaços pequenos de maneira espacial, mas ainda são totalmente sob comandos militares. Uma vez preso, o acusado é levado perante o capitão da nave para julgamento. Mesmo que eu possa fazer recomendações, a tradição diz que o capitão tem autoridade absoluta em questão disso. A maioria dos capitães são indulgentes, exercem como castigo tarefas de manutenção adicionais ou até mesmo aquelas mais anáveis. Incidentes persistentes são acidentalmente deixados no mundo próximo habitado. Essa é a prática de mandar os criminosos em 500 de outras pessoas ao ponto de escolhem os sistemas que respondem os capitães raramente sem auto-escolha. Espaços dos recursos escassos assim manter uma parceria produtiva na opção. Nos primeiros anos, depois da fuga, muitos caranguejos colhem estavam armados e eram usados como naves piratas e irregulares. Hoje em dia, são naves civis ainda mostram normalmente tornando os alvos impopulares para os piratas, apesar de terem consciência seus exércitos intencionais de guerra apenas para proteger dezenas de milhares de naves. A marinha colhe segue rotinas rígidas de patrulha e não assume risco. A direção de uma nave que está se aproximando não pode significar que atire para matar. Não vou ler tudo. Já que ninguém tá me assistindo, não é mesmo? Então, vamos visualizar.
Something I can do for you, Commander.
Carry on, Adams.
Aye, aye, Commander.
Bom, já falei com todo mundo. 1h13. Bom, tem duas missões de personagem. Acho que eu vou fazer o do Krogan e levar o Wrex e o Turian ou o Kaidan. Que eu queria fazer uma missão do
Good timing, Commander. We got a transmission coming in from the Citadel. Top priority clearance.
I'll take it in the comm room.
Commander Shepard, we've received information that may be critical to your mission against Saren.
I'll take all the help I can get.
We've received an urgent message from one of our infiltration regiments in the Traverse.
You mean spies?
Spectres tend to attract attention, Commander, but they are only one arm of the Council. Special task groups are often a better option for monitoring developing situations.
We currently have several infiltration units scattered throughout the border regions of Citadel space. This particular unit was gathering intel on Saren.
What did they find?
Unfortunately, the message we received was little more than static. The infiltration team must be in a situation where they can't set up proper interstellar communications. But the message was sent on a channel reserved for mission-critical communications. Whatever they were trying to tell us, we know it was important. Considering your interest in Saren, we thought you might want to investigate this. Find out what happened to our team. The signal originated from the planet Vermeer.
I'll look into it.
The Council prefers not to become involved in the specifics of Spectre activities. We only want you to be aware of all your options, including Vermeer. Good luck, Commander Shepard. We will keep you advised if we learn anything else.
Tá, então tem o Ferros e tem o Vermelho. Eu tenho só um Morinho. Eu tô pensando em fazer ir atrás dessa armadura com o Wrex. Aqui que que deve ser menos complexo, que ali é pra continuar. Eu vou pra Feras antes de ir pra Vermeer. Acho que eu vou fazer primeiro as missões de personagem. tem tanto do Wrex quanto do Chaos. Tô pensando em com o Wrex e com o Wrex e quem mais? Deixa eu ver. Eu não posso ir com o Trojan, fica meio estranho. Talvez aqui com o Chaos eu vou com o Wrex e com o Chaos. Acho que aqui eu vou com o Wrex e com o Kaidan. Já sempre que eu não vou com o Kaidan. Acho que eu vou com esses dois mesmo. Beleza.
There are between... Vermeer is a lush world located on the frontier of the Attican Traverse. Its vast seas and orbital position on the inner life zone have created a wide equatorial band of humid, tropical terrain. Only the political instability of the region has impeded efforts at colonization. Many times the Citadel has opened negotiations to settle Vermeer with various criminal gangs and petty dictatorships in the nearby Terminus systems. All fell apart due to internal power shifts within the opposing parties. The Citadel has written off the colonization of Vermeer as impossible without significant political change. The Terminus powers themselves are unlikely to ever settle Vermeer. Most lack the resources to support settlement of a virgin world, finding it more expedient to steal from their neighbors than build for themselves. Pharos is a habitable world in the Attican Beta Cluster. 2/3 of the habitable surface is covered with the ruins of a crumbling Prothean megatropolis. In the millennia since the Prothean extinction, the ruins have been repeatedly picked over by looters many times. Pharos was considered a poor prospect for colonization, as little open ground remains for agriculture. The only sizable freshwater sources are the poles, which are tapped by the decaying Prothean aqueduct systems. The dead cities, while in good condition considering their antiquity, are of uncertain stability. Ground level is congested by a dozen meters of fallen debris, and the air is fouled by dust. In 2178, the Human Exogeny Corporation announced its intention to place a permanent colony on Pharos to thoroughly explore the ruins. The pioneer settlement was placed on the upper levels of several intact skyscrapers, using the surviving Prothean aqueducts and rooftop hydroponic gardens to support the population.
Bom. Estou falando sobre os espiões aqui, os Solarians. Solarians têm espiões aqui. Basicamente é isso. Eu não vou ler, que eu tô com preguiça de ler e não tenho tempo, né? Em 1 hora pra jogar ainda. Só. Eu tenho essa horinha pra jogar. Tá, então vamos fazer a missão do Wrex. Vamos pra ir na Avenida. Que chato. Aglomerado Argus Hall. Eu já fui pra Argus Hall, não lembro onde que é. Eu vou olhar o local. que eu tô, não. Vamos repostar. Será que dá pra visitar a Terra?
Message coming in. Patching it through.
Commander Shepard, my name is Nasana Dantius. I have a job for you. I can't say any more in an unsecured communication. If you're interested in hearing my offer, meet me on the Citadel so we can talk in person. I'll be waiting in the Diplomat's Lounge on the Presidium.
Legal, você se emocionou. Após uma tarefa de Mass Effect, Sente Urano farol de uma corrida terrestre para explorar sua combinação de combustível L3 com gravidade rasa um gigante gasoso. Urano é considerado o maior produtor de L3 no espaço aliança. Então, a população. Urano aqui nesse Netuno. Embora Netuno tenha muito área assim como Urano, não deixou de desenvolver um motor de efeito de massa. De todas as formas, como a exploração em Urano é mais barata e a de Netuno nem chegou a triunfar. A relação humana permanente é uma pequena instalação de investigação entre tal. Nós temos 30 pessoas. Minha velha, traga meu jantar. Sopa, uva, nozes. Não tem Plutão, porque Plutão foi de base. Tá, então já vimos Urano, já vimos Netuno. Vamos ver Saturno. Saturno tem sido uma importante fonte de combustível L3 para a usina de fusão desde 2150. A luna de Titã explorada em busca de hidrocarbonetos e usados como uma instalação de treinamento em ambiente hostil para as funções navais da aliança. População 117 mil. É isso aí. Júpiter. A profunda gravidade de Júpiter, sua radiação letal, limitou a exploração adequada de suas luas. O maior posto avançado é a instalação Nautilus da Binária Helix Corporation, que se encontra no de Europa. Um pouquinho também. Parte. Já foi considerado o candidato ideal para ter a formação e comunicação de viagens mais rápido que a luz se transformou no que só pode surpreender por históricos centros de ruínas proteinas. Migração e desenvolvimento são restritos, no entanto a busca de continua. Nossa, tem 2103. Ah não, fundação. População 3.400.000. A Terra vai ser a última que eu vou ver. Oh, na verdade, não sei. Dá pra teoricamente explorar. Eu vi Marte e Vênus, então. Saudades da medusa, de ácido sulfúrico e sódios de ácido carbono sem vários postos de pesquisa avançada de aerostáticos, população 800. Mercúrio. Os picos de luz eterna dos polos norte e sul de Mercúrio vai centro elétricas de energia solar. As dificuldades impostas pela possibilidade do planeta Sol A de orbital tem limitado seu desenvolvimento. E a nossa querida Terra. Opa, Lua. Um dos primeiros fogueiros L3 agora é minha matéria de produção de metais especiais. Uma grande L4L5 não sendo todas as iniciações importantes. Nosso time. Como não tem uma população de 4 milhões? A capital é absurdo. Interessante. Ah, mas não dá pra ir. 11 bilhões. Uou. Dados provados e como eventos colegas básicos da Aliança Galáctica. Pessoas de mais de 85 quilômetros. A superfície. Ah, mas não dá pra entrar aqui. Chato. Ah, sim, dá pra... aqui, né? Legal, mas... Eu fiz tudo que tinha que fazer na vida e não fiz. Tem outro sistema aqui. Deixa eu ver uma coisa. Encontre o túnel que é uma armadura. Esteja numa base em algum lugar no aglomerado Argo Sul. Nossa. Deixa eu ver. Olha isso aqui. Após 20 anos de possibilidade de pesquisa tripulados, principalmente no século XIII, da Agência Espacial Europeia se tornou o primeiro experimento de março de 2103. Dentro de uma década, os Estados Unidos e China fundaram fundamentos permanentes também. A região polar sul de Prometeu e Platão desenvolveu uma estratégia de evitar a concentração de massa interminente, mudança componente. Trabalhando pelo HT sobre um complexo subterrâneo, um pós de proteína gerado pela operação de núcleo de efeitos de massa. Vamos apesar de cada 1000 anos de negligência. Cada pela notícia, a humanidade não está sozinho, enquanto os tribunais treinos a comunidade científica não condenou um esforço passivo. Eu traduzir interpretar banco de dados recuperando informação. Não possível observação biocientífica, não sei quando os homens sapiens estavam começando. Mas os paternos não são claros, então traduzidos em comunicações regulares como a forma de observação automatizadas e perdoou meia dúzia de efeitos de massa encontrados em uma solução foram preso e realmente usado para observações iniciais. Então vamos ver nessa fênix aqui se tem alguma coisa. Desculpa. O enorme planeta Terra de baixa densidade. A atmosfera de metano e hélio, apesar de estar aproximadamente 21 anos de fênix significa as pessoas da atmosfera tornam as versões inseparáveis. Principalmente sódio e dióxido de sílica, com depósitos de vários metais leves. Apesar de ter não ser habitável, as condições tornam um local popular para as pequenas naves que usar de descarregar o motor. Um lugar interessante para a gente explorar, para ver se a gente encontra a armadura do Wrex. Patacha é um mundo terrestre castigado pelo Sol, cuja atmosfera explodiu milhares de anos atrás pela estrela Fênix. Composto por de ferro com depois de estranho. Eu tive a pelagem bem presa a Fênix, mas de vez vamos parar. Legal. Não interessa uma tênue de criptona e xenônio. Suas mineradas, principalmente compostas de materiais carbônicos e silicatos de baixa densidade, depositados de metais leves sem aparecer devido a impurezas convencionais. É coberto com depósitos de cobre oxidado. Traz um zoom de gás tórico que foi atacado por piratas no sistema Fênix. Cada nave fez um pouso de emergência em verminal, decidiu a quantidade das peças congelada e ao romper os tanques transportador levaram o explosões subsequentes, escapar da faixa de gravidade de verminacas. A substância provocou uma oxidação em massa. Ah, droga, esqueci de explorar. Todos, acho que é esse daqui, né? Bom, vamos para esse pontal aqui, ver se tem alguma coisa lá. Como eu disse, vamos com o Wrex e com o Kaidan. Bom, temos uma estrutura escondida, temos uma anomalia e temos os escombros aqui. Antes disso, vamos upar todo mundo aqui. Vamos upar o elenco aqui, né? Tem 27. Vamos subir. Tá, pode ser isso. Vamos nesse daqui que ainda tá mais perto. Então. Isso, eu fiquei muito.
Redeploying.
Bom, como já deu tudo aquilo ali, já fizemos, eu vou voltar, vou gravar com dá pra F3 que gravaram, né? F5. Tá. Então vamos baixar assim.
This is the place. My armor's here somewhere.
All clear.
This is it. I can't believe my ancestors ever wore this piece of crap, but at least I've got it back.
I'm glad we could help you get it back.
I might just be starting to like you, Shepard.
Não acredito. Mas não. De boa ainda. É mais. Não dá pra fazer muito mais coisa. Calma aí, deixa eu ver uma coisa. Ah, vai ter um pré-show em 1 minuto. Ah, vai ter um pré-show. Então eu vou ter que parar por aqui mesmo. É isso aí, galera. Foi bom. Também fui.